everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative. Today I am using a stencil that is one of my favorites that was released last year. This is the School of Fish stencil. I love how bold this stencil can be, and it just makes a fun background. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a twist, and I'm not going to be ink blending through the stencil. Instead, I'm going to be using it to heat emboss. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my stencil. One of the other things I love about the School of Fish stencil is that you can do this really like 4 ways. So pick one side, you can go up and down, flip it over, then you can flip to the reverse side, and there's 2 directions you can use it that way. And what always takes me the longest is deciding which way I want my fishies to be swimming. There really is no wrong way. Once I get this figured out, I'm going to tack my stencil onto a piece of white blending cardstock. Now, I am taking my Antistatic Powder tool. I almost forgot, but before you tape your stencil on, if you're heat embossing of any kind, I really recommend using a Antistatic Powder tool. So I did that, and now I'm grabbing my LDRS Creative Watermark Ink. This is a clear sticky ink, and I have a blending brush specifically set aside for Watermark ink. I'm going to blend carefully through that stencil, and you can see here, even though it's clear on white, you can see how juicy this ink is, and you can see all of that Watermark ink on my card base. I'm taking the LDRS Creative White Embossing Powder, and I'm just going to dump this right over. I'm making sure that I have a piece of white, just regular typing paper underneath to catch that, so I can funnel the excess back into the jar. And then I'm going to heat set this. And now you can see that I have white embossing powder on top of my white card base. You could use clear if you want to, and because the card is white, so it's not going to show through as any certain color, it'll just be white underneath. I'm grabbing a trio of my LDRS Creative Hybrid inks. I'm starting here with Plum Crazy, and I'm just going to kind of ink blend various areas. I wanted to do a rainbow, I thought at first, and then I decided instead to just kind of stick to the cooler colors of the rainbow. So I'm going with purple, which is the Plum Crazy. I'm coming in here with Tropical Sea, and then I will also be using Key Lime Pie. Now, because green and purple don't really mix that well, I am making sure that wherever I put my purple, I'm going all the way around that with my blue, my Tropical Sea, and then the leftover areas that I have, I will come in with the Key Lime Pie. So that happens to be right on the top left and bottom right corners. I love how this turned out in the end. I love these 3 colors together, and I just think that it looks super oceany. I will go back and forth and kind of blend out these colors. So where I put that Key Lime Pie, I'll come back in with the Tropical Sea, blend those colors together a little bit so I don't have harsh edges. And then I'm going to take a cloth and really give this some elbow grease and rub off the excess ink that's sitting on top of my heat embossing. For my sentiments, I am using the Anytime stack. What's really fun about these stack stamps from LDRS Creative is that you can stamp, I believe it's 11 sentiments all at once. That's one stamp. And then you take the coordinating die, you line up those squares that are on the stamp with the holes in the die, and you cut all 11 sentiments out with one pass. I stamped that with Raven Hybrid ink, cut them out, added 2 to my card, as well as some gems, and that finishes this cute little card. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you again very soon. Bye!